This is the Seton Hall story, one that comes to life every day on our campus. This is the place where great minds discover, innovate, collaborate, and find their true calling. This is the place where passion has a purpose, where learning inspires leading. The bonds we make, the values we teach, inspire our community to take heart and take action. This is Seton Hall University. This is what great minds can do.
You know, being here at the EGFC means great minds are all around us, so Seton Hall, they'll be living up to the name quite hopefully as we return back for the third match of tonight, and it's already looking, well, quite possibly to be one of excellence. We just came off of an incredible showcase match that I definitely feel we'll remember, as I'm still your play-by-play caster using a _ Intel here, joined by Miles, and we're here, obviously, with Seton Hall and Mississippi State.
Yeah, and this, well, if you're looking at this from Seton Hall's perspective, we in the commentary business often fall on the crutch of saying, oh, you got a mountain to climb. This is a sheer cliff wall right now. All kind of nice because it's the middle of winter. Mississippi State is our reigning champions. And after one surprise upset to George Washington earlier this year, they look like they've cleaned things up. They look like they're like, okay, hold on. We're Mississippi. We are the reigning champions. We're not going to be taken down by any 2-bit team. But hey, maybe Seton Hall is that 2-bit team. I mean, people said George Washington wasn't possible. I wrote it off, and then it happened. So let's see as we get into this if this is possible. Here and now as Yosefu is coming up right out the gate, going up against presumably Trey. Yeah, it's Trey.
Yep, now they go out. Look at this. We see, I do believe the correct name would be Simon, right? As they have a lot of range, especially going up against the Falco. Being knocked off the stage is not going to be feeling good, especially when there are so many options of kind of stopping from getting back on. Poor Trey is struggling just to be able to break in the distance. Luckily, no, barely getting back on the stage. No luck, all skill.
A double 2-frame right there, and even though it doesn't get them a ton besides a little bit of percent, it's mental damage. As at this point, Trey, oh, that goes all the way down to hit them, interrupting the recovery when they least expected. That's the least expected projectile to get hit by, but now Trey is down a stock because of it.
Oh, I absolutely agree. And I mean, as we see, Yos is just comboing, almost just making sure to keep that distance. Beautiful edge guard as the Falco is only going to continuously struggle, not having the setups nor the quickness. This isn't melee, meaning that it is a lot harder to get away with small actions rather than just these setups that we definitely see Yos managing to do. Not even really sprinting, more walking as if this is literally Castlevania.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you need to do, though. With all this precise micro-positioning, the way they're positioning the Holy Fire right next to the ledge in order to perfectly 2-frame them, that's what you need to do. You need to walk, you need to set up, you need to use the background of the stage to give you positional data.
And I think it's even more... Yeah, I think it's more impressive, you know, getting that uppercut. You're right, the data is there, and they understand it quite well. It's a beautiful side slap, and, well, they're going to be sending you off the stage. Now, Trey definitely is more struggling, especially when it comes down trying to use that reflector to hit anything back, but not being able to be consistent. As you've shown, the Holy Water is doing a great job of stopping anybody from getting back on the point, immediately using the up air solely to stop them. Trey is on the back foot.
Oh! Now look at that. Trey clipped as they try to recover far too close to stage, right in the threat range. They can't even get on the ledge. This is what I'm talking about when I say precise microspacing. And Trey is one of the more impressive players we've seen on Seton Hall, but they don't even get a chance to showcase that as they can't even get off ledge.
Trey!
That was a shutout.
Trey did, not only did Trey not leave the middle of the stage, but Trey did not miss a single Holy Water on that edge. And, you know, I think that's absolutely impressive. You know, I think that's something very easily to mess up or kind of lose momentum in, especially when some players really like to go in for the spikes, but just understanding, respecting your character like this. you don't go for too much.
Like, it was... So, if you don't know, Yosufu, probably one of the biggest threats. I would say, like, top 5 threats in EGF all time. They are... At one point, they were considered to be the best Belmont in the world, and obviously they're focusing more on school now, but they are still a tremendous threat. They got crowdfunded to go to Glitch last year, which shout out to Glitch. Yeah. Be sure to tune into that this weekend. But they have been a threat, a name to watch, both in and out of the collegiate scene for years. You've got to keep your eye on them. And again, Trey has a pretty decent combo game, and once Falco hits you, you're not comboing a top player, you're comboing a character, and you can get some good damage. However, if you never get that hit, if you never get off the ledge, then what are you supposed to do? I will say that is the first time I've seen Yosufu go for that specific setup that often. I'm not sure if it's Falco specific or Spacey specific, but either way, forcing a low recovery like that meant it was pretty much game over.
I think more than anything, it was just frustrating as they didn't have any room to go in. You're absolutely right with the idea that goes into the Falco, but I mean, every second that Falco got on the stage, there was something being thrown at them, and I mean, there are characters that are built to do that, such as like Robin or debatably Dark Pit with the arrows, but to see it come out on Simon like that so effectively makes me scared of just seeing this next round, because players don't stop sometimes. They just only get better as the round gets on.
Yeah, and I do think, I would say, oh, they've learned Trey's habits. Again, I called it a shutout for a reason. Even when we had almost JV3, it still felt like there were interactions happening. Yosufu played the game in such a way that you were in checkmate the entire time. The only way for you to get out of that scenario was for Yosufu to mess up. And they weren't doing that. As now they're looking like, oh, they're on a terror. Missing that up B for sure, but here on Yoshi's, that don't matter that much. They took a Belmont to Yoshi's? Wait, hold on.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's quite interesting stage, especially to see, though the Rosalina not having the Luma is going to hurt. We've seen how well it can do before, but the distance is no longer going to be in that favor. A lot of your resources are going into trying to survive and play around the Simon, and your poor Luma is getting hit more than you are, which is some form of toxicity, I do believe.
Ooh, you try to go past Yosufu, you get upbeat. You try to go in front, you go upbeat. Above, upbeat. If you found a way to go under, maybe you'd find something, but there's no shovel on this character, as they just barely managed to avoid clipping that fast fault up B. And even though the Rosalina, oh wait, they do have the down B to give you a way through some projectiles, but not enough to really deal with all of them. As there they go again.
I mean, really, what are you supposed to do being melted down such as that? Trey is struggling, though Rosalina has such a good counter and even gets that beautiful parry in. It's just not enough. Well, not only is the holy water, but the moment they get back up to the top, it's almost as if every part of the stage is going to be Yosu's theme, just their strengths. Even getting that beautiful uppercut, or rather up smash, just to look to finish it off, throwing it in. The shield lets it go on top of the stage. Trey never has a Luma available, and that's oppression. That's a way just to stop your opponent from even getting some playtime.
Yeah, they're not getting the 2 frames as much anymore, but it doesn't matter, because there's always something over that ledge. Whether it be the cross, whether it be the holy fire, there's some option that is being covered. And even though if you're able to time it perfectly, then you have to go past the wall that is Simon himself, not just the projectiles. It's a 2-pronged defense that never lets up. And you usually think of Rosalina as the 2-pronged character, but no siree. Able to just get that roll straight on out of there. The Holy Fire sets up for the F smash.
I mean, the patience is absolutely immaculate as they go up looking to just range it. Though the neutral B, is looking to kind of catch them off with no armor. The Holy Water has been the absolute carry of this match, catching the Rosalina off guard. Beautiful parry, managing to block out. And what a beautiful slide through, sending Trey out of this match.
This is Mississippi being like, okay, how many points can we get from this? We were saying earlier that we've never seen a perfect game, and I don't want to call it yet, because Seton still had some heavy hitters in their back pocket. However, I'm just calling it now. It is possible that Mississippi, after being upset, after realizing that they need to clean up their act, they came, they trained, they fought, and they're coming down from the mountain to get that perfect game. And if we do see that, well, I'm not sure we're ready for that.
I don't know if we're ready. If that's just showing us what they're made of on the first game, going on to the second, third, that just means each player is shining just as bright, and we've got to be looking at that. I mean, matches that we'll be remembering forever, but I do want to just kind of give it a lot of love. I don't think Simon is by far one of the most popular characters here. Definitely, especially those more spammy and zoners. I think the Ness and Lucas, those are the ones that shine the greatest. Those are the players that we see do amazing on. But to see such frame perfect usage of the character, my heart, I might fall in love.
Yeah, and I mean, with the buffer system, it gets a little more easy to time those projectiles, but you've got to think of it more akin to like watching someone do a perfect raid in like an MMORPG. You know what I mean? Sure. All they're doing is just pushing a bunch of buttons in the same order over and over again. It's these rotations through cooldowns, rotations through projectiles, and you always have a backup plan. You rotate. When they finally get through that wall of rotations, the Holy Fire into the cross, into the axe, into the Holy Fire, into the Holy Fire, like, you get through that, then they get through you. Then you either forward tilt them if they're on the ground, you up B them if they go above, behind, in front of you. You have options every single time. All you need to do is master them. And some characters straight up can't get across them. Like I said, that Falco, once they were below the ledge, there was no way for them to get back up unless Yosefu messed up.
And I mean, you saw it on the replays. Half the time, Falco's, trying to fire right up and then immediately gets hit by the Holy Water, drops down, has to. If Falco had just stopped paying attention for even a second, it would have been over. So going up, I think a lot of Seton Hall, they don't have a lot to more live up to, but I definitely feel they have a statement to make that they are willing and are ready to go up against Mississippi because, well, their players are still looking strong. Well, are going to look strong, and they will be ready, especially with Jimbo 2000 coming in. That kind of changes how things are going to work.
And the one they're up against is going to be MIA. Now, you want to talk about a complete opposite game plan. MIA, while Yosefu sets up this rotation, sets up this wall in front of you, and then acts as a wall himself behind, well, MIA's Mario is like a non-stop downhill. It's like a snowball rolling down the hill. More and more powerful the more habits they catch on to. Because Mario has the tools to cover literally everything. His 0 to deaths are true, especially if you follow DI. And
you're right, yeah. So,
MIA was looking clean last week, was one of the players who did very well against George Washington University when they came up to the plate. We'll see if they're able to keep that up here. Like during that one upset, like I don't want Mississippi's entire spring split to be defined by one upset, but the fact that it sometimes feels like it is just a testament to how good they are, to how consistent they usually are. They're coming back from this in full swades, and I guarantee you, a couple weeks time, by the end of this game, they want to put on a show so powerful that we forget they even lost before, that they can lose at all.
You know, yeah, I agree, and though confusion all around, you know, either way, we get to kind of look to see how they are going. Button check or something. Looks like they're just messing around. Nope, yep, a button check. These players definitely trolling us 10 billion%. Either way, though, I mean, if the Sora versus the Mario, I definitely really like the Mario. Though I'm more in favorite of the Dr. Mario, just because I really like the combos that players often hit and how quick you can kill your opponent. You're 100% right when it comes down to Mario's versatility. Maybe that's because the golden boy of Nintendo, so gotta be getting that extra love next to Kirby. Mario is still somebody who is able to... I think is a well-rounded character and can basically fight in most, if not all, situations.
Yeah, that makes him a very player-based character, and MIA, what a pilot they are. And going up against Sora, I mean, Jimbo 2000, if I remember correctly, they've been jumping around characters a bit, and I'm not surprised to see them settle on the Sora. It seems like Sora is a very, well, fundamental-based character. Well, not really. Sora, in general, just has a lot of set game plans almost built into the character. And all you need to do is find them. So, like, it's a very appealing character to a lot of people. Unfortunately, people may think that being a floaty saves you from Mario's combos. No. All you need is that one opening, and you are getting laddered off the top, my friend, as you can see.
There's already been some teasers already. This poor Jimbo not having any room to play. Well, you know, Sora has no control over. Though having a really good recovery does help. I mean, it doesn't matter with how well we're seeing this edge guard kind of go out. May not be able to get these spikes in, but... I mean, already at 137, and then the slide knocks you out. Jimbo stuck onto Thunder, which really is more of a setup move. That's really what Sora is. It's just kind of enabling the abilities, not having any opportunity to use it is only just going to be a bigger punish.
Ooh, and Thundaga right here. If you're able to get Mario off stage, maybe you could do something with it, but Mario infamously... Up off the top! Already? I literally, after the first time, it looked like Jimbo had the correct DI to avoid that platform extension, but as I was saying, hyping up, these combos are true, especially if you catch that first bit of wrong DI. Now, you're being laddered even higher. The down air, is it gonna finish? No, not quite, but MIA still going with the forward smash. Gonna be the finisher right there, right off the side. I'm sorry I even took a second to try and do analysis right there for Sora. No, MIA, it's your show. I'm sorry for trying to talk about Sora.
I am in complete shock because the last match was really good and was very, you know, dominant. This was brutal, you know? It's not even that Dino couldn't get a hit. I think it's just that the Mario was just killing them really fast. I mean...
Yeah, like... You've got to consider, if you've watched EGF, you've heard me talk about it before because I think it's that important. Oh, there's that ladder again. Every hit from MIA is intended to kill in some way. They're like, okay, if you DI right, then I'll combo you. If you DI wrong, like you DI'd in right there, and you just keep going up and up and up, straight up, well then I can't... No one can blame me for taking your stock. If you ever give them an opportunity, they will take your stock. And you can have good defense, but then they will just extend the combo.
I mean, if there's any way to make a statement, you could always just write it, you know? Release something official on Twitter. You don't need to make this stream M-rated with the way that you just brutally up air your opponent. And I gotta say, I've seen a lot of Marios and a lot of quick deaths, but it's in the usage that we saw MIA use it. Now going up against a Lucas is quite interesting. Definitely feel a better matchup going up against this Mario, but as you said, the floatiness does not matter.
Yeah, well, Lucas is a bit of a smaller body, which can be tough, but Mario's got a lot of impressive landing hitboxes. You can see a lot more of a reliance on that bear to start out here, as at a low percent, that's your best way to maybe set up into a grab, or, yep, there we go. And now the grab sets up into the up B. No, they wait for the air dodge. You can see MIA was already down on the platform waiting for that.
They have to be incredibly careful, though MIA is taking a considerable amount of damage, and that's given due to the PK fire and just Lucas being able to get some very quick hits, and MIA is still the one going in on the aggression. Jimbo mostly gets these hits when being on the defensive, and that's just a testament of how MIA is willing to go forward. PK fire able to land relatively cleanly, then going in, up smash not enough, then you get grabbed, almost side smash, but the moment you get back on the stage, it's a hit into the air. They're trying to juggle you, but looks like you're no juggle god, but still being launched into the air is a havoc that they're ready to cause, as Jimbo has to use these PK fires very aggressively and proactively, or else MIA is ready to up B you in a moment.
Yeah, gets the back air there, setting up into an edge guard. They wanted to get absorbed so bad, but that ledge trump, that goes so poorly for you. Now MIA is down a stock. The first stock Mississippi State is lost, and they immediately trade it back. But that was really good awareness from Jimbo. They saw the missed ledge trump, and they were immediately there to capitalize.
I'm loving the fact that seeing Jimbo play a character, like this, Lucas, they're definitely showing that the last round was just, missing out onto the sort of matchup, but MIA is now incredibly angry, able to hit that up B, managed to stop Jimbo from getting any major amount of damage, and even now is using their own fire to stop PK fire from advancing. Jimbo now has to be incredibly careful. Never mind, Jimbo now has to be incredibly angry, just getting side smashed the moment they get back on the stage, and then to be juggled is a scary thing to happen all at once.
Getting there sets up to even more. Oh, the very tip of that. No, they knew it wasn't quite true, so instead they'll continue the combo horizontally instead of vertically.
It's over.
Lucas will make this back.
It's over.
Not the spike. The reverse forward air, so you barely even get a chance to tech. No worries whatsoever. And they were fine, even if they got clipped. Not scared of that up B whatsoever. MIA with the stylish finisher.
I saw it. I saw the future. I saw the PK Thunder, and then the jump. It's not even the hit, and you're punching the stomach!
The rare second hand hitbox.
MIA, just like, look at that.
Good douche. Just like that. Oh.
If you ever want to complain about the Nintendo Wi-Fi, I'd rather you look at this frame. I mean, beautiful usage right there. And it was just an amazing way to secure this kill. Trey could have gotten back on. However, well, more of Jimbo could have got back on the stage. But if there's any way to show that you're ready to end it, especially when your opponent is going all out, that's a way to do it.
I'm more shocked that there was... I mean, again, just perfect spacing for my A. And good matchup knowledge, too, because I would never have gone for that, because you saw... MIA's body was like inside the electricity. I thought it was done for, but no. They knew the hitbox was way big enough. The shifting was perfect. And yeah, this was just, they're like, okay, I'm going to hit you at the ledge. I'm going to hit you at the ledge. Psych, I'm back here to cover the roll.
Yeah, I definitely feel those are one of the moments where players who lack that confidence, they're not going to be running it, but that's what makes, Mississippi completely different from the average team. Their players have full confidence in their own utility and what they bring to the table. So now I definitely feel, how do you upstage that round? How do you get something better than that beautiful spike?
Well, in my eyes, I'm not sure you can, but yeah. Mr. Man is going to come in to try his best to, put on a show equal or better. And what better way to do it than take that character that you just saw get demolished and say, here's them in Mississippi's hands. Because Mr. Man has been running the Sora as of late, and what a formidable Sora it has been. We talked about kill confirms, about how every hit is intended to kill you. Sora, the same is true there. Not only does he have the Nair loops, which we don't see Mr. Man go for as much, but Literally just popping you up above him and up smashing, or finding a way to set up into forward smash, which, oh my gosh, the safety that forward smash has. All of the setups that Mr. Man is capable of, they are a Sora connoisseur. And I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. You know, something about Sora that I definitely love when the character got put into the game was just the creativeness the community immediately started utilizing, not only with the recovery, but just the fact that, you know, you have 3 different abilities and each one issues after the other. Going up against Bowser is going to be definitely one that's quite interesting, but I mean, Mr. is already looking to have a bright showing.
Ooh, interrupting that flame breath with a little cool shower. Breath of fresh air right there. A little too fresh, if I'm being honest. But hey, now you get the Thundaga to safely cover your ascent off ledge. And Mr. Man is trying to find this opening, but ooh, Noah with a nice little setup right there. Late hit of Nair into forward air.
As much as you can look at the Sora knowing that they're going to get a lot of hits, and Noah just has more consistent damage using that Thunder, just trying to stop their opponent from getting in, but the moment Mr. even shows on the stage, gets punched, is not going to be looking good. What a parry into a side smash to confirm the kill.
And now, well, going all the way up to juggle, but Noah looks undeterred. And I like that. I honestly do like that instant air dodge, even though it was like you don't want to keep things traditional. You want to keep Mr. Man guessing as to what your options are going to be, and you have to show that you are capable of picking some of those weirder options. As now they land with that down air, but that's not going to be safe. Not with the platform right there. If you rely too much on that, Sora's got an amazing anti-air in the form of that up tilt, and they're waiting right there to send you on that thunderous staircase up.
Absolutely agree. Now, it is getting harder as Noah is incredibly high stock, but I mean, Sora's having a difficult time confirming. The moment you get close, you know, that's where Bowser sort of thrives, but it's the utilization of the abilities that makes Sora such a threat at times, especially now having the Blizzard is just an easy punish. You may not be able to get too much damage in, but look, you go in, get the grab, now you get the small combos in. This is what you were talking about before, and we're seeing a little bit more of it.
Ooh. Use that Fire Agra to set up into a grab, and even though you're not going to be that deterred by that Thundaga, you're still going to be hurt a lot now. You've got to try and get past this wall of Flame Breath, but Sora's got the momentum to get all the way up, but he does get a reversal now. Oh, using that down B to stall in the air, avoid getting caught by the Thunder.
Incredibly impressive individual plays, but unfortunately Noah's recovery is a little too predictable, meaning that the moment Mr. gets you off that stage, it's going to be that kill. Now it more matters into how quick they can even it up, though being able to slash through. It's a really good tracking ability. However, I mean, Noah's now getting a sense of how these abilities are being used. We see the combo now get set up as Thundaga wants to kind of be set up, managing to beautifully clip the moment they got a little bit too close. Poor Noah is no longer being allowed to play very quickly, rather is looking a little more scared to have these opportunities, and they set themselves up for failure.
Yeah, that was a desperation play. But in the same vein as that, all that time ago, that Ness up B, we saw that Hail Mary, you had to try something. Your traditional methods of edge guarding, of ledge trapping, were always getting you punished. And when your traditional methods fail, well, you gotta try something new. I will say, very innovative thing to try right there. I would not have thought of that. However, Mr. Man has shown why you should not try that again. Don't try this at home, kids.
I mean, I agree, and you know, we talked a lot about how these top players are very more hesitant to go for these, you know, those very risky plays, especially one like that, and I think that's a given to why they do it. It's the risk and the reward is not always worth it. The Bowser could have gotten the stock, but there still is no 100% that you would have been able to get back on the stage against an opponent who had two, especially against Sora, who has such good recovery, was able to stall it out and got back on the stage. It's an impressive way to show, and I definitely feel the Bowser going into the next round may need to be a bit more cautious when going into these fights.
And I do want to say, good awareness from Mr. Man to actually hit that. Sometimes when someone picks a never before seen option like that, you can just sort of let it happen, and there's maybe a chance that they would have been able to get back to stage. Bowser's recovery is surprisingly far, especially when you still have a jump like that, but no. Mr. Man was there, he's like, well, if you're gonna be in range of my Keyblade, then I'm gonna use it. I mean, that's the way the game is played, I guess. GG's.
It was funny too, because it was almost like a pat on the back, just like oh hey, I see you now, and then Bowser is just like whoops.
Yeah, it's at this point, I loved how they opened up, and that's the most heartbreaking thing. Sometimes it starts out so even. It starts out more than even. It starts out winning, and then you're not able to maintain that energy throughout this whole thing. So keep that fire burning. Keep this going. Jimbo might have a horse in this race yet, because we're going to see a rerun on Battlefield.
I mean, already, as they move back out, we're seeing the Bowser versus the Sora now looking to take place. They still want to be very cautious of each other, and this is why you see the more hesitance. However, Bowser has a lot, or correct me if I'm wrong, and Black, and well, Sora, the combos, the skills, the talent, the easy hits, as you're just being able to rack up that damage and stop the Bowser from moving in with just your basic abilities.
And now with the Thundaga, ooh, that's not going to quite connect. The down air is a nice disadvantage escaping tool. Now's your chance to shine. Not able to quite get that follow-up, but that wasn't quite true anyway, so next time you got to watch out for that air dodge. Now, whoa, that's really good. You're able to, for the first time, actually interrupt that recovery. It wasn't a lot, but hey, you got a little bit of a chip off the block, and plus 77% from that little string.
I agreed. Though, look at that, being able to get a beautiful up smash onto the ground, and you're forcing that Sora into a very uncomfortable position. As much as they can hide on that edge because they're floating, they have that good recovery. It's a bigger plus for Noah because you know where your opponent's coming from, and they don't have the room to be able to use their utility. Look at that, the Thunder does go through the map, but does not land onto the Bowser. A simple grab is all they need, but look at that. As I said, a beautiful side B sending Sora, nope, not out of the stage, rather, more into Disney's pocket. As we see Sora now looking for the side, just trying to confirm. They're both panicking as either's hit can end this off at the same percentage. Thunder landing, though, being the first confirm.
Yeah, now you've got to get some sort of read. I mean, if you're able to get the side B here, carry them towards that center stage, you're able to get the kill. Heck, even on the side platform, it'll most likely kill. However, sticking to this out of shield option when you're not properly spaced, now you see them getting just chained along by these Nair trains. Ooh.
Having to be extremely careful. I mean, each game, each round is becoming a threat, though. The grab, more than enough for Mr. to fall out. Though using that fire solely to bring back the Thunder, I think Nova is having a lot of issues just breaking that distance, but you're 100% right when it comes down to the spacing.
Yes. You can see a lot of these landing nairs coming out. It's a great combo starter if you get that very late hit, and that's clear it's what Noah's fishing for. Unfortunately, Mr. Man's very clearly fishing that out. They're like, okay, I don't want to deal with that combo starter. The Nugget ledge, not going to connect.
I'm going to be extremely careful. I mean, already looking Noah at a high percentage, and look at this. Mr. just barely misses the side smash, and this is where Noah is going very aggressive, getting that beautiful side B, looking to hold this edge. And a nice Thunder stopping, especially with the up B into the wall. It's exactly what you're looking out for. This poor Bowser doesn't know what's hitting them because it's literally through the map.
But this is the closest they've been. One good read right here. They're kind of getting out of confirm range right now, Intel. If they just get one good forward tilt at lead or a smash attack, they could have evened it up. But now they've lost that rage. They still have a chance to kill. I mean, it's Bowser. But now it's going to be a whole lot tougher. You do have him at ledge, though. Missed the 2-frame.
I definitely agree. Just look as they're going back into this fight. The Bowser no longer even having room, has to jump down one space at a time, and these are very long jumps, meaning the Sora is getting a lot more chances to hit, though not confident enough to go for it. Eventually gets grabbed, manages to use that Thunder to get through the stage, has to use the side B to be able to get back up. A beautiful combo, uses the freeze solely to get back onto the fire as the Bowser's looking to just move a little bit further. Though the nice spacing, the almost side grab, it's not enough. You need to be a little bit quicker.
Oh, and the speed is being turned up by Mr. Man. They want to get this 2 stock. They want to add even more points on the board for Mississippi State. No, it's not going to make it easy, but even with these safe options, they're not that safe as you think. Misses the ledge shot right there, an opportunity for Noah. They get the up B, sensor off stage again. Mr. Man, how are you going to recover? Going way low. They're able to avoid the flame breath though. Perfect spacing.
I agree, look at that. Now they're at both kill percentage, it's incredibly dangerous already. Having to just jump around, looking to use a lot of the recovery, but eventually that's going to be the punishment. Just not having the ability to shield the moment you landed onto the ground. That Sora is going to be shining through and will be walking away.
Yeah, that was... I mean, honestly, not as much of a clinic as we have seen, but that's not because Mr. Man isn't good. That's because Noah came to play. Noah came out and they had the lead for quite a bit. They were in a lot of scenarios where if they just hit that 2-frame, if they just hit that jump read, then they would have been in the lead again. But Mr. Man did not give it to them. Timing the recovery around the forward tilt timing that they had scouted out, making sure to space around the flame breath, sliding up the side of the stage so they never got caught out. Mr. Man understood that Noah was not someone they could underestimate, so they didn't underestimate them, and that's why they got the win.
Very true, and I mean that was an impressive showing. I mean the differences going on for that first to the second was vastly different, and I want to give props to the Bowser player because there was a lot of improvement. Unfortunately, I think it was just really hard to kind of break the distance. The more we saw the Sora get used to how that Bowser really wants to engage, especially when you're kind of stuck inside that very close range and you're trying to side grab. But then immediately the Sora hits you, so it cancels it. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a lot of good moves. That's an understatement from Bowser, but like, with the incredibly fast command grab, the up B out of shield, the flame breath to try and go for 2 frames, you could see them trying to use all these amazing tools. But Mr. Man would space around them, spacing the aerials so the up B out of shield wouldn't connect, or baiting an up B out of shield out with the Fire Agra, and then just, well, waiting it out. Plenty of stuff like that. Ooh, we got someone new coming in. I actually am not familiar with this little character. We've got El Jefe coming in for the side of Mississippi. It's literally El Jefe, I'm being told. Well.
Massive debate as these players. Sometimes I like to just always let them know that their names are the reason why I don't sleep at night.
Yep. It happens to the best of us as... Well... I mean, I'm not gonna mince meat. Seton Hall, kind of out of this. But if Noah showed anything, it's that you can still fight for honor even though you're out of contention for the win. If you're able to get some games against Mississippi State, you're able to be that player who's like, I got some games against Mississippi State.
As well as, those points, they matter. We've seen teams not be able to make, any form of qualifiers solely off of a map difference when it comes to it. So, I mean, Seton Hall can definitely be the ruiners of the day. However, Mississippi, they seem to be the true ruiners, especially going on to the Game & Watch. We saw it before, and it worked to various degrees going on to the third set, but now we get to see it in the hands of someone who is looking to live the life of a 2D gamer, going up against the Bowser, a high damage character, knocking them into the hole, getting a beautiful grab, and, well, the poor Bowser, has no room to get on the stage, though the fire gives him a bit more room, and the super armor helps. You still have to be incredibly careful.
Oh, but with that one interaction, Bowser has made this an instant kill situation. And even though they were boxed out for the entire time, Bowser is able to come back and get that stock. Now El Jefe, they're out for blood. Oh, I mean, that Chef to set something up, but no, they're not able to get a follow-up. They're just trying to space this out. Chef, once again, interrupting the recovery.
Ooh. Oh, and then getting punished. I mean, that's what Bowser's really good at. So to see a Game & Watch do something so similar is honestly really funny. But look at that. El Jefe is able, well, more than anything, to try and break this distance, landing a considerable amount of hits, but needing to be careful as their character it can be launched in a second against Alzer, and you know, the name lives up to itself. Able to run and get that side smash, knock it up to over 20%, and force LGF to have to play onto the edge. Not able to get the side smash is the unfortunate part, and now you're kind of back into this small game of footsie, able to get the grab, force them into the air at 100%. One more of that will definitely take out the Game & Watch, but I think you need to be a little bit more careful as you get pushed to the edge, and well, you're being fed just like random meats and fishes.
Yeah, I mean, this is why it's called Game & Watch. You try and play the game, and instead you just watch as your character is just unable to play the game. You cannot pick an option right now. You don't have a jump. All you can do is just DI in and hope they have mercy and let you off. Finally, you get to a high enough percent where the chef isn't going to trap you as well anymore, but the air dodge in is going to be hard.
That's the second time that's happened. And then the grab, that's going to be the one to get the kill. You deserve an emote for that. I feel bad for El Jefe because that must be so frustrating now at such a high percentage where literally any move can, like, you know, take you off. We may see El Jefe get a little bit more panicky, get opened up by the side B, and well, be a bigger problem as Alzer is now thriving in this section, especially with the flamethrower. You need to still respect your opponent as you're not able to recover as fast enough. Though being on a 1-for-1, we've seen Alzer get the kill confirms a lot quicker.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that little stuffing out tool. Using that forward tilt. Bowser's forward tilt. So active at the end of it. And ooh, that up B. They had time to side me out of that? You can tell El Jefe is hitting themselves for that though. And they're like, why didn't I just pick my fastest option? But at this point, it's getting tougher and tougher to find the way in. If they get that one opening, they'll probably get 90%, but they're already at kill percent right now. Alzer is on the precipice of actually getting some points of the board.
I mean, look at this. El Jefe has no room to get back onto the stage. The edge guarding is immaculate as we see the shell bash stopping them from truly getting on. Never have I seen the Game & Watch struggle to get back on, especially with their form of recovery. Alzer gets the Mewtwo armor smash, and they will be adding points. Look at that. You may have just ruined their chances in the future. That's something that you need to hold close to your chest.
Yeah, Mississippi. Oh man, they've got to respect Alzer. And I feel bad for bringing it up because I bring it up every single time I see them play. But oh, you just tried to jab Bowser. GG's. But Alzer is one of those players who I have named as probably one of the most improved players week to week. And they always show it, but they never really get that huge win. They get some points, but never that huge win. This is their chance. This is a huge win right here.
You know, I gotta say, I agree in that. I think that shows at least not everybody on the side of Mississippi is invincible. And, well, sometimes overconfidence or rather lack of experience can hurt, especially when we don't recognize these players. So, you know, what we go off with by saying they're inexperienced.
Ooh, yeah, that, like, the fact that it was always just one interaction that I feel like that's what got to El Jefe. I mean, they got, at times, they got some very nice confirms. I think back to the Chef ledge trapping and also their amazing opening where they got, I think, like 100% unanswered. But Bowser, even though he doesn't have a comeback mechanic, his mechanic is being Bowser. Like, the fear he instills in you as a player is unparalleled in the cast, I think. Like, maybe you see like a Cloud with Limit or a Joker with Arsene or, I don't know, a Terry with Go, and that might be a little scarier, but no, Bowser just overall, you know that at any point your stock could be stolen, whether from just a trade or just straight up eating 60% in one interaction, then getting two-framed and dying.
I'd like to think about it as, you know, Nintendo releasing a new line of video games in the Direct. That's just what Bowser does. You know, unpredictably just takes something away from you, whether it's money or your stock. And I gotta say, that's, you know, I think the bigger risk, especially when that Game & Watch going up against a character like the Bowser. You gotta make some adaptations, and more than anything, you need to be expecting that side B a little bit more often. So when it goes into this round, will we see the changes go in, or will the Bowser be able to once more punch them in the face or really slam down? Yeah, they're gonna be able to slam down, especially after the flamethrower. Especially on a map like this, the edge guarding could be dangerous. But LJFA looks a little angry, able to get a beautiful setup, forcing their opponents into the air. Even when they try the knockdown, it's not looking good. They have to try and defensively get back in. And it seems LJFA sat a little bit forward in the chair and is now getting some new hits in that we didn't see before.
Yeah, this is looking tough for them. Oh, they got that flame breath there. It's looking difficult. At the moment, Owzer has shown that they are willing to use the fastest, most efficient option every single time they get the chance. Flame breath? Good. Not going to get caught by that, and there is enough ending lag on that where you actually can get a punish. Carrying Game & Watch to the edge of the stage, you're able to get the kill right there.
I agree, you know, it's just one of Bowser's strong suit. I think at any point it becomes a game of murder, but Bowser at high percentage, it's just looking to be as aggressive as possible. Definitely going for these big hits, and it's going to get back on the stage more often than not, especially when your opponent, they have to go above and beyond solely to kill you. And whether that's because of Bowser being such a heavy character or maybe Owzer just having the brains, it's what's working well. Needing to be a little bit more careful, but missing out on the side smash is going to lead into a big punish. Still though, LJF has to go in for the grab and continue it up. Needs to keep that momentum there.
And you can just keep stacking up the damage, because clearly one of Owzer's favorite ways that a hit stun is to use the down air, the down B. Game & Watch, one of the few characters who can actually contest that consistently, as you're able to get that up smash at center stage. Forward smash might have still killed, but you want that guarantee.
Just using the flamethrower, trying to just get that chip damage to stop them from truly moving in, but Owzer is on the back foot. No, not really looking like they have the edge when it comes down to hitting these moves, especially going for big slams like that aren't going to be working out too well. Bowser not being as quick in comparison, though, being able to finally get those hits, forcing their opponent onto the side of the edge, getting that slam still being knocked off. Is being edge guarded, but gets a beautiful parry still, though. It's massively punished as well. We're going to be grabbed and sent off the map. The question is, can you get back on consistently, or rather, finish off this stop?
Oh, I'm not sure. Intel has... Oh, no! They dip a little too low, trying to edge guard Game & Watch, and I respect it. It's a crazy move, befit of the King Koopa himself, but I have to call it out a little bit, because even if you have a... Well, actually, if just a little bit of drift back on that forward air would have made it connect. But either way, if you have a read like that, you've got to be actually able to execute on it, because it felt like anytime El Jefe got a hit, Owzer's controller was disabled for a little bit.
You know, I definitely have to agree to that sentiment. Little mistakes coming in from Owzer, especially after a really good performance. That's incredibly unlucky, though. On to the third round, you can make it up, you know, end it with a victory for not only your side, but for yourself, showing that it just happens. You know, the controller, it's got drifters. These are Gen 1 Switch remotes.
Yes, we are going to be going to our first game 3. Owzer, with that early lead, it's slowly starting to stick away, and, well, you don't want that 1 point. You want to make that at least 4. That 1 point, it just looks awkward. You know what I mean? They're like, they got 1 point? No. Owzer is coming in to swing, and this is going to be Owzer's counterpick stage. I'm wondering what they feel was the upset there. Like, maybe they didn't feel comfortable moving around on Lilat, maybe... I'm not sure. But either way, they're taking us to Final Destination, and they're going to Captain Falcon? What?
Out of all the characters to try and go up against Bowser, I don't know.
63% off of the neutral B!
Yeah, that's not really gonna work, and then you get slammed down by the side B. I mean, you really can't walk into a guy who swims in lava averagely. Though these combos are set, you need to hit them absolutely perfectly. Getting that grab is going to be a big benefit, but Bowser being able to come back on really isn't gonna be carrying too much. One good side B could end this all, but a beautiful persistence coming out from LJF to just allow themselves to get back on the stage no matter the situation.
Ooh, and now you can see Owzer fishing a little bit, only hitting with the landing hitboxes, nothing really big, and already El Jefe has made up this deficit and gotten a stock for their trouble. Man, after one little, well, big slip up with the flame breath in the initial stages of this, they are swinging.
I definitely agree. You know, they were just ready to kind of bring it through, and you know, we had the hesitance when it comes to the Captain Falcon solo because of situations like that of how easy it is to get swung off against a Bowser, but ready to show themselves. They are shining through, and more than anything, it's these setups that the Captain Falcon is able to get away with, especially with these resets. So getting hit by that slime, tries to the sub B, is still safe, can't get the spike in, messes up and loses the stock, pulls an Owzer from the last round.
Ooh, now Bowser, ooh, gets the opening they need. Now they're out of that awkward early percent for Bowser. Ooh, dipping a little low. I'm always a little scared when I see that, especially with Falcon's down tilt, but hey, you're gonna be surviving for now, just living. Get the grab, but there's no true follow-up right now. You don't want to do anything too obvious. The Flame Breath is a good long-range poking tool right there, but when they go for the punish with the down smash, oh, now that's an invitation to get some more damage. 49% already on El Jefe.
Yeah, look, they really want to go a little bit safer. We saw the legs working before, but honestly, I think it's the knee that matters more in these fights, especially going up against the Bowser, having that hard shell, being able to land through, gets the recovery back on to the stage. West Ham is punished for it, and it's just going to be happening. And LGP really doesn't want to go too far into this fight, especially not having the resources. And honestly, with that fire, it almost calls it in, but we see El Jefe being able to come back in. Not confirming the kill, though. Still being able to come back in. Too scared to try to go for that guard. Instantly gets DP'd. And now with that parry, it's a beautiful up smash. Or really up B. Kind of confirm, and the spike slap ends it off. It may not be 4, but hey. Even better.
Bowser. You're right, it's not 4. It's going to be 5 on the board for them. That was impressive. There's no way around it. And hey, you might say, oh, El Jefe already lost. They're just messing around. They were trying on that Falcon. They just weren't able to find their way in. Like, you saw those combos on the first stock. They were trying to schmoove on this Bowser. They're like, okay, you want to take me to a stage where combo game matters so much more? I'll show you my combo game. And then Bowser said, okay, watch this. Catch this breath.
It was an incredibly impressive showcase on the Captain Falcon, and we definitely got to see the moments where it could have just shined through. The unfortunate part is just that Bowser's going to be able to confirm those kills, and maybe if El Jefe didn't mess up and lose that very early on, the second one, they could have been able to have an easier chance. That's not what matters. You know, it's going to be on the absolute, and you absolutely fumbled the bag. So now we're going to be seeing that 5-23.
Yeah, that's nice to see. It's very nice to see, near and dear to my heart, that Bowser was able to clutch it out right there again. With how El Jefe opened that first game, I was like, okay, another Mississippi player. But no, Bowser really came in swinging, showed that, hey, even though they're not untouchable, they can drop a game, they will still be the most powerful representative of Bowser we are seeing here, as we're going into our final game now. Or not now, but we will soon, and obviously Seton Hall cannot win. But these points are important, so is the honor you're fighting for, and as Bowser shows, Mississippi is not untouchable.
Absolutely agree. You know, getting more of these points is only going to frustrate Mississippi more often, because, I mean, when you know that you can perfect an enemy and you're not able to, it hurts. So to see Yoshi versus the Falco, this is going to be an interesting match-up of characters that I think are second to none at times, though we do see I'm really going to be able to... Oh my goodness! Mississippi, what's up?
Oh, and then getting the forward air again, showing how versatile that move is. Okay, yeah, this was supposed to be a button check.
Was it? Why did they go in with it?
I did see G-Man like doing dares in place and stuff, and I'm like, okay, no. I don't know why the culture at Mississippi State is to be like, button check? Okay, hold on. Let me roll up these sleeves. Put them up. Like, I don't know. They're like, okay. I have no idea.
Like, do they start the test when they immediately get it before the teacher says begin? Do they walk on red light? That's what I'm concerned about. I'm never going to Mississippi. These are dangerous players.
Okay, well, with that out of the way, we did get to see G-Man rocking the Falco. Now, Trey, I believe, had a bit of a better combo game when we saw them last. However, G-Man has had time to really get in the lab and grind those. I mean, there are the resources out there. All you need to do is just get in training mode and go, okay, let me do the same combo 800 times in a row. Meanwhile, Connor, whatever you want to say, has been on a tear. I mean, Yoshi in general, very consistent character. I hate to use the word good buttons, but like he's just incredibly fast aerial momentum, fastest airspeed in the game, and he just is the aerial rushdown character in a game that is so centric around aerials.
I mean, it's honestly fair. As much as I agree with you, Connor's going to be showing us, you know, how true the statement is, already looking similar to the rest of the Mario family, able to get a lot of clean air hits, then use the edge, deny any form of damage before Falco, having to use all of the abilities normally used to hit their opponent solely just to get back on. Even goes with a little bit of a tongue, shells, and then leaves. A rude gesture, but it's a even beautiful smash attack, forcing Falco into the worst spot.
Ooh, okay, that was a risky grab, but it does pay off, putting Connor off stage. A high jump right there that G-Man is forced to respect as Connor Sanders gets the jab lock into the finisher. Forward smash takes him out.
Connor can really play in any format that they want to, especially on the fact that they're staying closer to the edge, trying to just get their opponent in, try to force them off, but is more looking to set themselves up for these simple air hits. Shield not enough. Beautiful down smash. We saw it from button press, and I guess that's what it was meant for. It was a warning hit, you know? And now being forced onto the side, you may not be able to confirm it once more, but I mean, G-Man's definitely got to be scared.
No, it is. That preemptive down smash is just beckoning the Yoshi back onto stage as Connor Sanders. Ooh, they get another jab lock right there, confirming into that forward tilt, but misses just a hair on trying to edge guard.
Needing to be incredibly careful. G-Man tries to just go in. Unfortunately, though, I mean, Yoshi has to use egg and a very hard-hitting side smash. I mean, to come off of a lost match and then reach-off your opponents, I think the statement were just so.
Yeah, that was really, really powerful. As we can see, Connor Sanders, from the opening to the button check to getting these amazing baits. Oh, did they bait out a shield grab? And with the lean back of the forward smash, doing the limbo right there, and then boom, straight in, obliterating them with that big old noggin of theirs. And Connor Sanders, I mean,
that looks frame perfect, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had said right at the beginning that, like, oh, you need to be very cautious about this. Yeah. I think one of the things I like the most is Connor Sanders pressuring shields as they do. I mean, obviously G-Man is dropping it a little early at times. Oh!
Dropping it, you know? Yoshi's eye hit them. Look, that Falco even knows what's going on.
And this is the moment I realized. You're probably wondering how I got myself in this situation.
It wasn't worth it. That's the idea that Falco's thinking. But either way, man, you gotta give Connor some love. The Yoshi tactics, you were right, going on to the tear. And I definitely feel showing, I mean, that's the reason why we're giving a lot of love into the slow motion. Definitely going on a wreckage when it comes to these fights.
Yeah, Connor Sanders, I mean, G-Man did some stuff right. One thing I did love is their willingness to get creative. Like that side, that up B straight to the side. Who thinks of doing that? If you're gonna go to the side, just use side B. But no, G-Man. Well, they knew what they were about, and they were able to use that little burst of creativity to get like a little bit of damage. But you're gonna need a lot more than that, and a lot more openings if you're gonna get a real punish.
Absolutely. Now we see them more look on their own personal stage to once again set themselves up to consistently get these combos, and the Yoshi just always dropping down on top of G-Man, setting themselves up for that victory. Poor G-Man is really just trying to hit some neutrals, but unfortunately he's getting hit by the shield, or it's just being jumped away, meaning that they really aren't going to be getting too much. Drops the shield a little bit too late. And now they are once again back onto the struggling foot. Even if they got that parry, it's not going to be helping in the long run when it comes to hitting this damage, especially when Connor is looking to play on the side of the stage and then hit you with the down smash.
Nice jump call out right there as they just scoop up G-Man right there, playing around this platform. Ooh, using Yoshi's relatively safe tilt attacks until that parry comes out. Then Connor Sanders is in a little bit of a sticky situation, but hey, G-Man, they're not going to be able to follow up on it for now. Connor Sanders, tricky with the air momentum. You see that? Drifting in and then immediately drifting back out, crouching down to avoid any sort of follow-up, and then up smashing.
It's just the threat of the Yoshi, and I mean, I may not like the yellow banana colored Yoshi, but I've got to say it's been an impressive showcasing continuing forward, especially since they're spending a lot of their time in the air, which you would think G-Man would be able to very linearly tell where it's going, but just given to the floatiness and just how versatile that Connor is, it's working out so well. Even if they're at 104, G-Man has no opportunity to look for this match kill, almost falling off the edge as well. Needs to be extremely careful against this opponent.
Trying to cover every single inch that G-Man could possibly want to be at as they get the jab lock into the F smash. Oh, on course for another 3-stock right now, but G-Man doesn't want to let that happen. Oh, but they're able to avoid that down smash. Now Connor Sanders has them on the ropes, but no, they're not able to get... I thought they were about to get an up tilt, and that would have been so much damage. They want to end it here and now, though. Couldn't set up for the forward air, though. There's not enough time. And even though they get the combo starter, they're not able to actually, well, start the combo.
Yeah, they need to be incredibly cautious. Poor G-Man almost gets knocked off. The grab is looking forward, managing to get Connor to 161, but then gets hit by the egg. The smash was almost there. Unfortunately, it just was not positioned correctly for when the recovery was available. Now G-Man looking a little bit more regretful in that fight still. Trying to just rack up as much damage, able to get the up smash to send the Yoshi off the map. That's beautiful. However, what's not beautiful is that the Yoshi's pretty much looking to do the same thing now.
Oh, this is fantastic. This just absolutely fantastic. They're able to get so much. I mean, Yoshi, the amazing kill confirms out of the forward tilt, out of the up tilt. If they hit an up tilt right now, they're dead. If they hit a down throw right now, they're probably dead. If they hit a down B, well, you're pretty close to it. You're 1 foot in the grave, my friend. As G-Man, even though they got that 1 stock, now they're struggling to get that main combo opener. Oh, come up, hit my shield, hit my shield. You want to see what happens? That's what happens. Oh, they want that shield break so bad, but
it doesn't matter when a headbutt is all they need. If you've ever had a candy called Nerds, it's very sour, but this Yoshi is sweet.
Yeah, you know it. Sweet as can be as, oh, that down B, the Yoshi bomb right there towards the end. They had been relying on it, and like, oh, you go up to try and challenge it, but it's a hitbox the entire time. You know, back in the days of old in Melee, there used to be conventional wisdom that the top of that down B did more damage for some reason. I don't think that's true, but oh, it definitely felt like it right there. It was the final move of the game. The kill spark just highlighted all of that. And I mean, let's just take a look at this. I think this was G-Man trying to fish for this kill there, and then he got jab locked and oh, obliterated. Hold on, can we go back? What percent were they at? Nice.
Oh, I didn't know Yoshi could like land a percent like that, you know?
Nice. Nice.
You're saying that nice all lowercase with a squiggly line at the end.
Nah,
I can see that on
smiley face. Come on.
Yeah, at least you're right. At least a smiley face. And I mean, it's well deserved, G-Man. Unfortunately, not able to keep up with that. Yoshi and, well, Mississippi, they're going to be ending pretty proudly. I definitely feel, and luckily we are going to be having an interview alongside of it. 26-5 is really good. Nothing to be ashamed of, so stay tuned because we'll be right back with an interview.
Welcome back, everybody, to EGFC. We are here with Connor Sanders after another amazing Mississippi State win. How you doing, Connor?
I'm good. You know, I just having fun playing with my friends. You know, so it's always a good time.
I mean, yeah, that's always good to hear. And well, you all definitely had fun with that. You put on a show for us, and I appreciate you all not holding back or sandbag or anything like that. No, you came with full force, and I know Mississippi State, you're the defending champs. Like, I've been told, I've never been at number one myself, but hey, it can be tough to hold up, keep up your mentality, keep up your practice regimen when you're up at the top like that. So, like, how are you all staying in form?
Well, our club on campus has weekly gatherings that last for about 3 hours. A lot of people get games, and then a lot of our varsity players actually live together. It's not like all the same apartment, but like just different pockets of people are all like very close to each other, and so it makes it easy to get those kind of games. And we also just have like regular tournaments across the state that we all travel to, and traveling to nearby states like Alabama and Tennessee to get good practice against other regions helps us grow a lot faster than if we were just sticking to Wi-Fi.
I can definitely see that and fully respect it. Don't ignore my green screen. So I guess one of my questions is, I'm very curious, has there been anything like kind of more IRL or, you know, outside influences that has been helping your team not only stay positive but kind of come in with great effect?
Yeah, we actually picked up a new coach. His name is his tag is Goat Kiwi, and he's been a huge help with our mental and just like keeping us on the right track. And you know, he's been playing the game for a really long time, so his like veteran presence has been a huge help for us in making sure that we're able to succeed.
If you're able to share, I mean, you don't have to leak any strats, but I know you've been without a coach for a decent bit, or I actually can't remember if you had a coach before, but like how with this new coach in play, like what is like one specific thing that has been really different?
I would just say that like it always helps having someone watch your games while you're playing. And so when we play, it's sometimes hard to pick out things in the moment just because we're so invested in like what's going on. But he's able to like digest what's going on behind the scenes, and like he's watching without being affected by like what he would do in that situation, and so he's able to kind of see things a lot clearer in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's incredibly impressive. I have an issue like that, and I definitely feel a lot of people often would. So that's amazing insight, and I guess at least for me, because I got one more question. And, you know, you have a lot of pressure as the remaining champions, but, you know, the synergy with the team, how are you guys enjoying kind of coming back in during this segment of the EGFC?
We're having a lot of fun. I think that, especially at the beginning of the semester and pretty much the entirety of last semester, we had kind of committed ourselves to like, oh, like we're fine, we'll just make it into the postseason pretty easily. But after we took 2 losses, one at the very end of last split and then the very beginning of this split, we're kind of like, all right, let's like kind of hone back in, you know, and like remind everybody that we're still the best team in this league, because it's easy to forget, especially after a couple of L's, that, you know, people start talking and it's easy for them to start saying, oh, well, they're not that good. So we're like kind of committed to just reminding everybody that we're still obviously the best.
Yeah, defending your honor, coming back for that crown. I'm excited to see it. I mean, you're pretty much, like you said, a shoo-in for the playoffs anyway, but up until then, I'm sure you're just going to keep getting better and better and better, especially with this new coach in play. But honestly, I can't wait to see it. But for now, thank you so much for doing this interview, and well, good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Alrighty. And with that, we're going to wrap up this little section. We might be getting started a little early, but we've got more games coming up at 9:30, and it is a heavy one. We've got UT Arlington, a newcomer who is so far undefeated in EGF, taking on St. John's, home of, well, a player everyone knows, loves, fears, and worships, Mr. L, and, well, there's a lot more coming. So stay tuned. I mean, obviously, take care of yourself. Go fix your posture. Go get some water. Go get some snacks. Heck, even get some dinner. But then be back at around 9:30 for some more amazing Smash Brothers action.